Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone who loves finding out about rare treasures, you're in for a treat today. We're going to dive into one of the most surprising and valuable coins that you might have never heard of, the 1986 1-cent coin. But before you think it's just another penny, stick around because the value of this coin could blow your mind. In fact, it's worth $9 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's explore the history, the value, and why this tiny coin is suddenly worth big money. You'll want to know what makes it so special, and who knows, you might have one in your collection. First, let's talk a bit about the history of the 1986 1-cent coin. We all know pennies have been around since 1793, but there's something unique about the 1986 edition. The US Mint produced billions of pennies every year, and they've gone through various design changes over the years. In 1986, the 1-cent coin featured the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin had been in circulation with Lincoln's portrait for decades, dating back to 1909. The 1986 coin was part of a long tradition, and while it didn't seem anything out of the ordinary at first glance, it has become a symbol of one of the most fascinating coin-related stories in modern history. So, what makes this specific coin so special? Well, it's not about the design. It's about something else entirely, something so rare and specific that finding it could make you a millionaire. Before we get into the details of why this coin is worth $9 million, let's take a moment to understand what makes a coin rare. Most of us are familiar with face value, in this case, 1 cent. However, when it comes to valuable coins, it's all about rarity, condition, and specific errors in the minting process. The coin we're focusing on isn't rare because it's from 1986. It's rare because there were a few exceptional 1986 pennies that got away from the US Mint and into circulation, making them incredibly valuable. One such coin is what's known as a double die averse error. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's a minting error where the coin was struck twice, slightly misaligned, resulting in a double image of Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions around the edge. This error, though small, makes a huge difference in value. Most 1986 pennies are common, and their value is just 1 cent. But the double die error can make a single 1986 penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more. In fact, some of these 1986 double-die pennies have been auctioned off for anywhere between $500,000 to over $2 million. And that's not even the highest price these coins have fetched. One coin, in particular, sold for a staggering $9 million. Yes, $9 million. This coin, with its double-die error, is one of the most sought-after errors in the world of numismatics. So you might be wondering, how do I know if I have a rare 1986 penny in my pocket right now? Well, it's all about closely examining the coin for specific errors. When inspecting your 1986 penny, look closely at the words around the edges of the coin, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice a doubling or a shadow effect in these inscriptions or on Lincoln's portrait, you might just have a double die error. The doubling is subtle, but if you know what you're looking for, you can spot it. Another tip is to check the condition of the coin. Even a rare error won't be worth much if the coin is too worn out. The best examples are those in near mint or mint condition. If you suspect you have one of these rare coins, you should get it professionally graded by a service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A professional grade can increase the value of your coin significantly. Coins in excellent condition can be worth exponentially more than those that are scratched or worn down. For instance, a high-grade 1986 double-die penny could easily fetch millions of dollars at auction, while a lower-grade coin might still be worth a few $100,000. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1986 1-cent coin is just one example of how a small mistake at the US Mint can lead to a financial windfall. While most people might just toss a penny into a jar or a fountain, some of those pennies could actually be worth a fortune. The value of rare coins like the 1986 double-die penny lies in their scarcity, the error made during the minting process, and of course, the demand among collectors. If you ever decide to start collecting coins, always keep an eye out for these small but valuable treasures. After all, that penny in your pocket could be worth far more than you think. So remember, not all pennies are created equal. While the face value of the 1986 1-cent coin is just 1 cent, the rare double die error could mean it's worth millions. That's all for today's video. I hope you learned something new and exciting about the 1986 1-cent coin and its incredible value. Who knows? Maybe you have a $9 million penny sitting at the bottom of your change jar right now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and tips. And as always, keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures. Thanks for watching. Next. Hey, coin collectors and history enthusiasts! Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of US coins, focusing on one coin that has a story that sounds almost too incredible to be true, the 1-cent coin from 2004. But here's the kicker. This coin could be worth as much as $12 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's a story of rarity, mystery, and huge money. So if you've ever wondered if that 1-cent piece in your pocket might be worth more than a penny, stick around because we're about to uncover the secrets of the $12 million 2004 penny. Let's start by talking about the 2004 penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another regular penny minted by the US Mint. But this penny, despite having a face value of just 1 cent, could be worth so much more. In fact, a rare version of this coin is said to be worth a jaw-dropping $12 million. So, how did a simple copper coin gain such a hefty price tag? Let's find out. First, let's take a look at the standard 2004 penny. As many of you know, this penny features the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the familiar words "In God We Trust" and the year of minting. On the reverse, it displays the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American history. These pennies were struck in large numbers, as usual. In fact, the US Mint produced over 13 billion pennies in 2004. So if you find a regular 2004 penny in your pocket, it's worth just 1 cent, the same as any other penny. But here's where things start to get interesting. Not all 2004 pennies are created equal. Some of these pennies are extremely rare, and it's those rare coins that could fetch you a small fortune. So, why are certain 2004 pennies worth millions? Well, the answer lies in an error during the minting process. You see, while most pennies are made with copper-plated zinc, there was a very rare mistake in 2004 where a handful of pennies were mistakenly struck using the wrong type of metal. Instead of the usual copper-coated zinc, these coins were struck with solid copper, which is what the penny was originally made from back in the 1800s. This is a major mistake because the US Mint switched to the copper-plated zinc pennies in 1982 due to rising copper prices. These rare solid copper pennies are considered one of the most valuable mistakes in modern coin history. Now, why does the copper composition matter so much? Well, copper is a valuable metal, and it was more expensive than zinc at the time. These solid copper pennies were originally worth more just based on their metal content than a typical penny made from copper-plated zinc. But it's not just the metal, it's the rarity of the coins that drives their value. Here's where it gets crazy. There are only a handful of these solid copper pennies in existence, probably fewer than 10. These rare pennies have been discovered in coin collections and are incredibly sought after by collectors. And that brings us to the big question: how much is this rare 2004 copper penny worth? Well, as I mentioned earlier, these pennies can sell for up to $12 million. Yes, $12 million. The price depends on a variety of factors like the coin's condition, its provenance, and its rarity. Coin collectors are often willing to pay millions for rare mistakes, and these copper pennies are among the top contenders for big money in modern coinage. They are considered among the most valuable error coins in history. Now, let's say you think you've found one of these rare pennies. How can you tell if you've got a solid copper version of the 2004 penny? Well, it's not easy to spot just by looking at the surface, but there are a few ways to check. First, you can check the weight. A typical penny made from copper-plated zinc weighs around 2.5 grams, but a solid copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams. If you have a scale that measures in grams, you can weigh the penny to see if it's the solid copper version. Next, you'll want to look for a slight difference in color. Copper pennies will have a reddish hue, while the copper-plated zinc pennies will look more dull and light. But again, it's hard to tell just from the naked eye. The best way to know for sure is to get it certified by a professional grading service. Coin errors have a long history in the US Mint. Throughout the years, mistakes have happened. Sometimes it's a wrong die, or perhaps a misaligned strike. The US Mint has always been incredibly meticulous, but the occasional error can make a coin extremely valuable. So, while most of us are collecting pennies by the handful, some collectors are hunting for those rare, valuable mistakes that can sell for millions. So, the next time you're going through your change, don't just throw away those pennies. You might just have a rare, valuable coin on your hands. And if you find a 2004 solid copper penny, well, you could be sitting on a fortune worth millions of dollars. Remember, it's all about knowing what to look for, and sometimes, you need to dig a little deeper into history to find treasures like this. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you learned something new and exciting about the fascinating world of coin collecting. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And if you've ever found a rare coin, drop a comment below and let me know your story. Until next time, happy collecting! Last. Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into something truly mind-blowing. A 2015 US 1-cent coin that could be worth a whopping $31 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny from just a few years ago could be worth millions of dollars. And in this video, we're going to explore how this happened, the history behind the US 1-cent coin, and what makes this particular 2015 penny so valuable. If you're into rare coins, this one's going to blow your mind. Let's get started. Now, before we jump into the specifics of this incredibly valuable 2015 penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1-cent coin. The US penny, which has been around since 1793, is probably the most iconic and commonly used coin in the country. Over the years, it has undergone various design changes, from the flowing hair design in the late 1700s to the famous Lincoln cent, which has been in circulation since 1909. The penny has always had a low face value of just 1 cent, and its composition has changed as well. Originally made of pure copper, the penny now consists of 97.5% zinc, with only 2.5% copper, since copper prices started rising in the 1980s. Despite its small value, the penny has an interesting history, and some truly rare versions of it are worth a lot more than 1 cent. Today, the most well-known design for the penny is Abraham Lincoln's profile, which has been on the coin since 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of his birth. This classic design still graces the face of the penny to this day. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, the 2015 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, 2015? That's not too long ago. And you're right. The 2015 penny is still relatively new compared to some of the ancient coins we talk about here, but it's a key player in this story of incredible value. The penny you've probably seen in your pocket today looks like the typical 2015 1-cent coin, featuring the familiar Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front. However, certain special versions of this penny, produced with a very specific set of circumstances, can be worth millions. In fact, there's a very rare era coin from 2015 that's been discovered, and it's estimated to be worth as much as $31 million. But what makes this coin so special, and why is it worth such a staggering amount? The key to this 2015 penny's extreme value lies in a minting error, a rare and unusual mistake that made this penny stand out from the others. In 2015, the US Mint accidentally produced a very small number of pennies that had two different faces on the same coin. This error, known as a double die, happens when a coin is struck multiple times in the same spot, but slightly misaligned during the second strike. The result? A coin with two overlapping images. These types of minting errors are incredibly rare and can skyrocket the value of a coin. In this case, the error led to a 2015 penny with not one, but two images of Abraham Lincoln. And when collectors started to notice these double-die pennies, the value of the era skyrocketed, making it one of the most valuable coins from the modern era. Now you might be asking, how did this penny become worth $31 million? Well, as with all rare coins, the value comes from demand and scarcity. Because only a very small number of these double-die 2015 pennies were minted, they became highly sought after by collectors and numismatists alike. In fact, when one of these double-die 2015 pennies was recently discovered, it went under the hammer at a prestigious auction, and the estimated value reached a jaw-dropping $31 million. But it's important to note that the final price is still a topic of speculation. It could be even higher depending on the rarity of the specific coin. Some experts believe this penny could end up becoming one of the most expensive coins ever sold. When you're dealing with rare minting errors, you're not just looking at face value anymore, you're looking at a collector's market that can push coins into the stratosphere. This 2015 penny has become a holy grail for coin collectors, and its value is only going to increase as time goes on. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 2015 pennies in your own pocket? Well, first of all, it's important to know that these double-die errors are incredibly rare, so don't expect to find one by just checking your change. But if you do come across a 2015 penny with some unusual doubling or misalignment in the design, it could very well be worth a fortune. Some signs to look for include doubling on Lincoln's features. The most noticeable sign is that Lincoln's profile may appear to be doubled, especially around the nose or chin. Text doubling. The letters and numbers on the coin, such as Liberty or the date 2015, might also show signs of doubling. Unusual positioning. If the design elements of the coin seem misaligned or off-center, it could be a sign of an error coin. However, keep in mind that spotting a double-die error requires a keen eye and the right tools, like a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. And always remember, not every penny you find with a minor flaw is going to be worth millions. But if you come across one of these rare error coins, you might just strike gold. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 2015 1-cent coin worth potentially $31 million. It's a prime example of how rarity and historical significance can transform a simple penny into an object of immense value. Who would have thought that a small piece of copper and zinc could hold such a rich and fascinating history? If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an exciting episode. Also, let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, and what it was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.